Hello, folks. This is Raj Sastry from Raj Option Trading. Today, we will talk about one of my favorite topics. It's a very emerging topic. It's about pet care. According to American pet professionals, pet industry contributes more than 221 billion to the economy. And CNBC says Americans are jumping through the hoops for their dogs and other pets. And also, during this pandemic, most of the people I know, they got a dog and they seem to be very happy. So with that, let's see how we can take this opportunity to look at some of the pet care stocks and profit from it. So with that, here are my top pet care stocks, and starting from the top, Chewy, Trupanion, WOOF, Petco, Covetrus, Freshpet, Lemonade, Heska, Idex Labs, Central Garden and Pet, PetMed Express, Zoyatis, and Elanco Health. So with that, let's look at profile of some of these companies, and then jump into the numbers. So from a profile perspective, Chewy, I think everybody knows Chewy. A lot of people order from Chewy, and they basically provide one shop stop for all the pet needs of pet parents. And 64% of the folks or employees approve the CEO Sumit Singh, and it's a bigger company, $48 billion company. Next is Trupanion. They're into medical insurance for cats and dogs, and it's again very good company. And 82% approve the founder and CEO here. It's about $4.2 billion company, lot of growth opportunities. Next is Petco or WOOF. It's about $7.77 billion company. They're into health and wellness, of the pet itself. 66% approve the founder and CEO here. Next is Covetress. So this is again animal health company. They're into veterinary practices, basically healthcare for the pets, and 90% approve the CEO here. Next is Freshpet. They're into natural fresh products, and about $7.01 billion company. Then we have Heska. Heska is really about hematology, blood and gas, electrolyte systems. Think about all the medical needs of the pets. About $1.86 billion company, ways to grow in the future. Next is a big company, Idex Labs. They're one of the famous company. They serve most of the practicing veterinarians around the world. 75% approve the CEO here. And then we have Central Garden Pet. They're into lawn and garden, and also they provide all the pet supplies, grooming, toys, chewables, and whatnot. 48% approve the CEO here. Next is Zoetis. Zoetis is a very famous company, again into animal health. About $79 billion company. I think this is one of the biggest in this batch. 84% approve the CEO here. So with that, let's go into some numbers. So as you can see here, this chart is on a descending order of performance. Top one is the most performing, and it will kind of reduce as we go down. So with that, Chewy is one of the best companies in this batch, and about $117 company and $43 billion market cap. Very good 1 year performance. And what I typically look for these companies is really a revenue growth, which is a solid double digit, and also a gross margin, which is again double digit. So this checks the boxes. We have both revenue growth as well as gross margin. Next, Tropanion. This is a insurance play, and same story here. It's a smaller company, but very good revenue growth and a very good gross margin here. Petco, health and wellness. Oof, it's about $5.6 billion company, very good yearly performance and good revenue growth, double digit and double digit gross margin. And same story with Covetress and Freshpet, as you can see here. And next is Lemonade here. Lemonade is one of the good company. They're into property insurance, apartment and rental condo insurance, and they also have pet insurance business. It's one of the rapidly growing companies, and revenue growth is negative, but it's again a very good company growing rapidly. It's again subscription play, so that's why it's one of the good companies. Heska is again, double digit revenue growth, 81.30%, and a solid gross margin. So it's, one of the favorite stocks here. Idex Labs is a giant, very big company and a solid revenue growth as well as gross margin. And Central Garden and PetMed Express, Zoyatis, same story here. Solid companies. Zoyatis is again a very solid company into medical, healthcare for the pets. And last but not least is Elanco Health, and again solid double-digit revenue growth and also solid gross margin. So with that, let's go into two companies in a little more detail, and then look at some charts. So before we do that, let's look at monthly performance and see why these companies make sense. Chewy, what can I say about Chewy? Everybody orders from Chewy. So if you look at the monthly performance of Chewy, solid monthly performance all across the board. Once or twice it's a little bit negative, but overall it's a very solid performance, very consistent. And Trupanion, again, insurance play, very solid performance. It could be good to buy at this point because January and February they came down a little bit. Good to buy some and keep it. WOOF is pretty newly mint company. Again, just came through the IPO market. And CVET, solid company, as you can see here, had some hiccups last year. I mean, early this year, early last year. Now they're doing very well. And same story here, as you can see here, all across the board, very very solid performance with this whole pet trend. Everybody's caring for pets, as we know these days. So with that, let's look at some of the companies and go into a little more details. So first is Chewy. Chewy is a very trusted brand, and its CEO is very friendly. He's also into make it easy for pet owners to return pet supplies, and they can donate to any charity of their choice. So they're doing very well in that area. And from an earnings announcement, they're basically 45% net sales growth and gross margin expansion. And also they're thinking about proprietary brands, which is a high margin business, and they also want to take a leading role in the pet healthcare, make it more affordable as you go forward. Overall, as you go through their earnings announcement, it's very clear. CEO Sumit Singh, he want to really take this company forward into one destination for all the pet parents. And if you look at quarterly performance, first of all, I want to just quickly show you the market cap expansion as you go from all the way to 731.19 to right now. They expanded their market cap. This shows their ability to grow the market and also take the market share from other players. And revenue is consistent revenue, slowly increasing as you can see here, but very consistent. And they also give positive surprise for the revenue, which is very good. And they had one or two misses in the past with the EPS, but now they're very consistent. Net margin, gross margin, as you can see, is there is expansion as you go towards current quarter, which is very good. And they're still losing money, as you can see here, but they're growing rapidly. That's all matters for these newly minted companies. So with that, let's go into their chart. So if you look at the chart here, this is a 1 year chart of Chewy. So every quarter they kind of did very well. Stock went up. Next earnings, same story. And again, now they're into looks like all-time high. And if you look at some of these implied volatility is low right now. Good time to really buy. And the blue line is on the top of red line, which shows it's really gaining momentum. And on the balance, volume is going up. That means people are really buying the stock. So overall, from a technical perspective, solid performance. Next, we'll look at Trupanion. It's again a insurance company for cats and dogs. 82% approve the CEO here. And here also say similar story. Revenue increased by 35% here. They also have a subscription business. There's a 23% increase. And overall, from market cap perspective, they are kind of doing very well. Even though they are a little bit stable. They did not move much in the last couple of months, but overall revenue is good, and year over year revenue growth is also solid. They're giving positive revenue surprise all along, and they had two negative earnings surprises in the from an EPS perspective, but earnings itself is solid. This is one of the reasons stock did not move much, because they had some EPS miss in the past. So with that, let's look at their chart. So if you look at the chart here, as you can see, they had earnings announcement a while ago. Just recently, stock dropped big time, and it's good time to pick some up now, because there is a positive movement here. So it's a good time to really pick something up and take it from there. And from a DMI perspective, as you can see, the red line went above blue line here, which means right now it's a little bit on a bearish side. But volume average itself is solid. People are buying into this stock, and also Jacqueline Money. It shows people are trying to buy the stock. As you can see, it came down here. It's trying to go up. Normally, when the stock falls like this, people are trying to, it comes down and then slowly makes its way up. So with that, here these are the trends, for pet care. So the ones in highlighted stocks are my favorites. I wish you can pick some of these things up and invest for the long. Thank you very much. Have a good investing. Bye.